Hi, my name is Bill Wellons, and I'm one of the founders of Fellowship Bible Church in Little Rock, Arkansas back in 1977. I had the privilege of serving at the church for just over 32 years in a variety of roles, including teaching pastor, chairman of the elder board, and on our management team. About 5 years ago, I transitioned from those positions to Fellowship Associates, which is a leadership development and church planting organization. So if I had to do it all over again, what would I do differently? This is a great question, and I've jotted down a few things that I'd like to share with you today. First, I would communicate the vision God gave us and our values 100 times a year. Now let me explain. At Fellowship, I think we did a really good job on an annual basis sharing vision and values and what God was accomplishing in through what we call the annual State of the Church address. And it was a powerful time and very well received. But I don't think we communicated our vision values near enough. The best way, in my view, to do this is by telling stories. Stories of how God is at work in and through the lives of your people. I would tell these stories at staff meetings, elder meetings, leadership meetings of all kinds, through sermon illustrations, on video, through every channel and every venue that I possibly could. Our people do not connect the dots. They don't get it. They're not understanding how vision and values play an important part in our decision making and why we exist, in our overall direction. So I want to encourage you to cast your vision, explain your values in a variety of creative ways through telling of stories 100 times a year. Secondly, I'd make empowering the laity to do ministry a greater priority than hiring professionals to do the ministry. Now, it's so easy to do just the opposite, especially when your church is successful and you have financial resources to do so and the church is growing. We want to be effective, we want to be successful at what we're doing, and there's just a great temptation to just hire professionals to lead all the ministries. I'd like to think that I wouldn't do that way. I'd stay leaner on staff size, even in the face of exponential growth, and place greater importance on both equipping and empowering our church members to serve in significant levels of ministry, both inside and outside the church. You know, connected to this, one of the things that I've done a little bit, but I would do a lot more, is I'd spend a lot more time in the office of marketplace professionals asking them how I could serve them than inviting them to my office to ask them something that I needed or to recruit them to some role that I had for them. This is a powerful connection. I don't know hardly any pastors anywhere that are going to a marketplace leader's turf to find out who they are, what their world's like, and how they might serve them. I would put more focus on empowering the laity than I would on hiring professionals. Thirdly, I'd work on keeping organization simple and focused. Even ministry, I would try and keep them more focused. Just things more simple overall. And in particular, in the face of growth again, it's so easy for there to be new demands for programming. All kinds of specialization begins to occur in ministry areas to meet new needs, and they're fantastic. But if you're not careful, you'll find that in adding those, you'll find that they're competing with ministries that are already existing, or they're overlapping with others. You may discover that church silos are forming, and it's not healthy. It gets confusing to the church family. It makes the organization and how to get around it far too complex for our church members. They can even lose understanding what the true priorities of the church are. Finally, I would disciple men from the very beginning. Now, certainly I was involved in a variety of discipleship groups and leading small groups and things like that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about identifying and selecting maybe 4 or 5 men to join you in your home, like on a Wednesday morning at 6:30 to 8 o'clock, maybe weekly or every other week, for some discipleship, especially focused on the area of leadership and influence. It seems to me no matter what kind of curriculum I have, the things that I end up talking to men about are their walk with Christ, marriage and family issues, vocational challenges, and how God could use them in the best way from a ministry perspective. I have done this faithfully for the last 10 years. I wish I had done it from the very beginning, because I've had more fun. I have seen more life change. I have established more meaningful relationships than in anything that I have ever done in all of my 32 years of ministry at Fellowship. And on top of that, it's been an absolute blast. I hope that these things are helpful to you today. I want to exhort you to give them careful consideration and give them a shot. I think if you do, you'll be glad that you did.